learn more about IT or study for one of the many certifications, sign up for a free trial of Pluralsight. Their vast library offers many courses ranging from software development, IT operations, and cybersecurity. Please check the link in the description for more information. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Zach with IT Career Questions. Today, excuse me, doing something a little bit different, and it's actually kind of late, so I apologize for that. What I wanted to talk about today was defining kind of what an entry level or help desk position is. If you guys haven't checked out my video on what a toxic or the toxic kind of definition of help desk is, I'll put a link to that in the description right now before I forget. It's the toxic truth behind or about help desk and entry level roles. It's a pretty good watch, but today I really want to kind of just talk about what exactly help desk is, because as you get into the field, or you're looking to get into the field or make that transition into the IT field, help desk is going to have really a plethora of different types of duties that are going to fall in that job title. You could be doing really anything from answering phones, managing tickets, submitting tickets, completing some of these minor tickets. Maybe you're troubleshooting printers, maybe you're troubleshooting just end users not being able to log in. Maybe you are even in charge of adding and deleting users from like Active Directory or something like that. It all really depends on the actual business. They really kind of define how they see their help desk roles. And it's kind of, unfortunate sometimes, because some businesses in locations, they really take a lot of pride in their help desk, and they put a lot of duties in their help desk. For the help desk at one of the last jobs that I left, we let our help desk, they were the front line, basically. So they answered the phones, they would put in tickets, but they would also try to troubleshoot anything that they could. If they couldn't figure it out, they would send it on to a level 1 tech, right? And then from the level 1 tech, it'd move on to level 2, level 3, senior, etc., etc. But our help desk would definitely try to troubleshoot anything they could. They were able to reset passwords from Active Directory. They weren't able to actually create accounts, but resetting was a thing. They were able to reset passwords in many other systems, and the troubleshooting that they actually did, I think, was kind of impressive for the help desk team that we had. But that was that location. I worked in another location where our help desk team was managing servers, right? And when I say managing servers, I mean they were primarily kind of in charge of those servers in the aspects where they handled kind of the updates on those servers. They handled any users who were connecting to those servers. So that's how that business defined that help desk team. So when you guys are out there looking at these different jobs where they are hiring for a help desk or an entry level position, it's really important to pay attention to the job duties that they're listing within that open position there, because it could it could vary from job to job. So it's really important, again, to pay attention to that. I'm going to pull up my OneNote here real quick. This is kind of what I listed in the toxic, the toxic truth about help desk and entry level roles. But this is kind of typically what you would find in an entry level role, and it's basic and minimal enterprise work, changing and unlocking passwords and accounts. Maybe you're adding devices to the network, you're adding emails to the network, maybe you're adding email to a phone or any type of mobile device. helping users connect to their BYOD devices to the network, or to VPN, or to their email client on their personal devices. Adding software and applications, that is done through a plethora of different applications nowadays, but you can do it through Active Directory, group policies, and things like that. The basic troubleshooting, which I kind of talked about, and then I kind of put a couple different things under here that really fall under the basic troubleshooting. Printers, of course, minimal hardware support. If there's a broken keyboard, broken mouse, or whatever, help desk person might be tasked to replace those. Answering phones, transferring phone calls to the appropriate technicians, transferring tickets to the appropriate technicians, submitting the correct tickets that would go to the correct people. Those are, that's kind of what you would typically find within some type of help desk or entry-level position. But again, it's really important when you guys are out there looking on Indeed or Monster that you look and see what the actual duties entail within that specific job. Every business holds a different weight on their actual job titles. And I've talked about this many times before, where job titles in IT as a whole are completely skewed, and they're just stupid. They don't make any sense. Like, they really don't. And it's really the businesses and different organizations that are out there that really screw up the way that the job titles in IT are kind of handled and delegated and things like that. So, sorry, got a bad back. All the moving that we did the last month, my back has been killing me. Sorry. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with what a help desk or entry-level IT job is. I hope that kind of answers a lot of questions that people would have about those jobs. I know a lot of this that I talked about really kind of covers questions that I've received recently, or I know I will definitely receive some questions in regards to what I've already answered here. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to go check the chat now and see if there's anything I can help you guys with. Do ask me anything of sorts here. Also, when I say that at the beginning of the video that this video is brought to you by so-and-so, this video is not sponsored by anybody. This video is simply brought to you by somebody in the aspect that I'm using an affiliate code. So if you guys, feel so inclined to sign up for one of the companies that I talk about, it's merely me linking an affiliate code or some type of affiliate type of sponsor that way. Otherwise, if it was a sponsored video, I'd specifically say, hey, this video is sponsored by so-and-so. But I just wanted to clarify because I did like the Pluralsight thing, and I'm wearing an IT Pro TV shirt. And I love IT Pro TV too, so don't get me wrong. Those are some great guys over at IT Pro TV, and girls. Love me some IT Pro TVs. IT Pro TV is awesome. We can talk about them too if you guys want. I'd love to talk about IT Pro TV. So let me go through the chat here and catch up with you guys before it goes too much. Ron says, hello, great vids, helping your career. Ron, hello, and you're welcome. Hello, Day Every. Hello, John. Let's see. Can I please list some companies in which we should apply? You should apply for every single company that you possibly can. Don't hold back with applying for jobs. I just was reading an article the other day, and I wish I would have saved it, and I was telling myself to save it, and I think like the baby was doing something crazy where I had to like save his life practically. Not really, but he's always like trying to like fall down the stairs or something. But I think it's like when companies are listing the requirements for the jobs, like they're only expecting somebody to know really like 50% of what they're requiring, and maybe it might not have been like even 50%. But that's something to keep in mind. Like the basis of the article was basically like apply for everything, because the requirements that jobs are listing, they're never going to find somebody who meets all of those. So before I lose a super chat, trust the process. Congrats on passing your CCNA RS. That's awesome. Definitely huge congratulations to you, and thank you for the super chat. I do greatly appreciate that. That's awesome. Super proud of you. Super proud of you. But yes, back to the applying for everything. Like seriously, just apply for everything. I don't care what the requirements are. And I did a video on this, and I literally said in that video, and I bleeped it out, but I was like, I don't give a F. Apply for everything. It really does not matter. Like if there's like 10 things that you don't meet the requirements on, but you meet the requirements on like 40 other things, apply for the job. Those 40 other things that you meet those qualifications on could be 5 more than the other person or other people that are applying for that job. So you could just meet the qualifications that way. There's many other reasons, of course, besides that. There's many other reasons that you could be chosen, even though you on paper or whatever don't meet every single requirement that they want. Day every, you're A+ certified, going to do your Security Plus, Network Plus, and CEH. What kind of entry-level job would be best for me to start in after your exams in order to become a pen tester? So I'm always going to highly suggest everybody start out in help desk or any type of entry-level job. And when I say an entry-level job, I really kind of meaning like any type of entry-level position that is going to throw you in front of everything. Because I should have mentioned a little bit or been more clear on the help desk. What is help desk or entry-level jobs? You get thrown everything at you. Anything, any single issue or every issue that you could possibly think of gets thrown at the help desk before it gets thrown anywhere else. So you get everything. You hear about every single issue that is going on in your environment. So you really start to gain this general understanding of how an enterprise environment works and how networking works and how different security protocols are handled, maybe how different imaging works and pushing out applications works. The list goes on and on and on. So you get really this vast knowledge of being on the help desk. So that's the reason why I highly suggest it. From there, once you like work in help desk for a year or two, whatever, the possibilities are really endless after that, because now you have experience behind your belt, and once you take that experience and you combine that with certifications, you're like unstoppable. You're like seriously unstoppable. But getting that experience, I mean, getting the experience is huge. So starting out at entry level, whether you like it or not, sometimes is always going to be the best route. Let's see. Oh, I think I skipped this one here. Shivam says, "Can you please list some company?" Oh no, I did get that one. Sorry. Yeah, I talked about that. Hello, Hanaba. Many goats. Hashimau. Wow. I don't know. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. How does one get a job in IT without any experience but is going through college education or has a degree minus internships and co-op? Of course. So I just answered that question basically with what Shivam kind of asked. You apply for everything. If you are going through some type of course, if you're in college, if you're going through some type of learning process to get some certifications, make sure you list that on your resume and apply for everything. Let's see, Koshel, just interested in have skills of only programming knowledge, but pen test is your passion. So did it help? Yeah. John says they currently work in help desk position now and find that they have a lot of free time. What would I suggest that you can be studying in your free time to go up the chain? Well, what is it that you're coming across working in help desk that interests you the most? Find out what area in IT that really piques, your interest, and then really start diving deeper into that. take it step by step. You might find that as you're working in help desk, that networking is something that like you think is really interesting to you, and you really want to learn more about that. So you slowly start that process of learning more about networking. But as you're learning it, you find out that you really don't like it. So make sure you kind of take your time into looking into what it is that you do like. That's really important. But something that you could do um, with your free time there is learn how you can automate anything that needs to be done there. If there's any type of process or anything like that could be automated at your location, try to do that. Look into how you can do that. Look into how you can utilize PowerShell or Python to automate something. That could be like a fun project for you to learn. I would like totally be interested in doing stuff like that. What's up, Junior Shepherd? It has been a while. It's been a long time. And it's so late. I apologize that it's so late. And I trust the process. Kind of replied to you also, John. That's how they got their CCNA, studying during downtimes while others are watching Netflix or playing games. So trust the process. How did you study for your CCNA? John is asking. But John, I can tell you that, I could say use IT Pro TV. You could study, for your CCNA using IT Pro TV. You can use like Pluralsight, CBT Nuggets, Skillsoft. But you have to kind of figure out what is going to work best for you. You could find that, it's just reading books is going to work best for you. So I could tell you to go sign up for IT Pro TV all day long, but that's going to do nothing for you because sitting in front of a book and having a switch next to you and trying it that way is going to be what is the best path for you. So figure out what the best path is for you, and then we can give you recommendations and things like that. But there's a plethora of books out there. There's a plethora of learning platforms out there that you can utilize. The ones that I always talk about, I think, are the most easily accessible and probably the best that are out there that I've seen so far, and really the most enjoyable. K. Smith recently completed bachelor's in computer, but don't have any IT experience. Does it make sense to start with a help desk position or search for your preferred entry-level job in the field? Basically, where you're at, and this is kind of what I suggest again to everybody, is apply for everything, of course, but if you're looking for something specific, apply for those positions, but don't not take a position because it's not it's not the position that you want right now. Don't sacrifice that experience. If you can get a help desk position right now, that's what you should be doing. Take the first job that you can get. I mean, once you have that experience behind your belt, you're instantly more valuable, and you are going to be of even more value as you hop into that that preferred field that you're looking to be in IT. Adulo, hello. Junior Shepherd Network Plus exam in 3 weeks. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. I'm sure you'll do fine. How can you get into system administrator? Well, there's many different ways you can get into system administration. I'm pretty sure I'd done a video or two about that. But it depends on where you're at right now. So if you're starting from the bottom and you're looking to get here, it's not a Drake song, but it could be. You might want to start out at help desk, as we've been talking about right now. Start at the bottom and get to here where you want to be. But get the certifications that are going to really make sense for system administration. The VMware certs are going to be great. Azure certs are going to be awesome for you. AWS certs are going to be great. Those are the types of things that you're going to want to look into. So you're not supposed to watch your YouTube videos during downtime at work. You can watch my YouTubes, It's too late. You can watch my YouTube's videos anytime you want. If you want to watch them in your downtime at work, I encourage you. Hanaba, you're a student in college. Thank you for giving me the motivation to do an internship for the summer. I wouldn't know where to look. You're welcome. I hope that I helped in some way. That's what I'm here for. I'm always here to help. System administrator, Linux and Windows. To be a Linux system admin, check out Linux Academy and consider the LPIC exams for Windows. Consider IT Pro TV and MCSA exams. So Junior Shepherd just answered your question there for sure. Linux Academy has definitely been good to me as far as learning Linux. I went through the LPI Essentials exam on Linux Academy. That was like one of the first courses that I took, like from the very start to the very end, and I passed it, via the interwebs on their test exams. But I enjoyed every second of it, and soon as I'm finally getting settled into the new house now, which has been, oh my gosh, it's been a nightmare moving. Don't ever move when you have like multiple children and a wife who is like borderline hoarder, because she's definitely a borderline hoarder. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully, once I get more settled, I'll get back into Linux a little bit. But coming up, we're going to be doing the Security Plus, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to be starting that course off very soon with CompTIA. We'll be doing Security Plus on their CertMaster Learn platform, and I'll be setting something up for that, so you guys can sign up, do it along with me, and I am going to go and get that certification. So I'm actually kind of like nervous for that. I'm super nervous to go get my Security Plus certification. To be completely honest, that I should do a completely like different live stream where I talk about how nervous I am to go out and get a certification. That'd be a great video. Let's get back to the chat here. Kentai finally got their first cybersecurity internship thanks to your vids. Any tips on where you can do a transition from intern to employee? Congratulations, first of all, because that's really awesome. And the best tips that I can give you to transition is to just, honestly, you got to brown nose your way. If you want to go from that intern to employee at that exact location, you have to do everything you can above and beyond any chance you can get. Don't ever let anybody see you playing on your phone or having any downtime whatsoever. Always be asking what you can do, what you can learn. Ask it if you can shadow people often. The more that you can be involved and get involved, the more that they can see how motivated you are and how interested you are, the more that it could potentially help you become an employee. The only thing that really is going to be a hard block on that is sometimes they just, companies just don't have open spots for new employees. They have open spots for interns because it's paid differently, and there's no benefits, and et cetera, whatever else they have based around that. But that's going to be the only hard stop, is that they just don't have open positions for any new employees. But still, you should be doing the best job that you possibly can and learning as much as you possibly can, because when you get done with your internship, what you want to leave that internship with is letters of recommendation. And you want to have the most glowing, wonderful, amazing letters of recommendation that you can possibly get from that internship as you can. So make sure you do a good job. Chris Howitt, how are you doing, sir? It's good to see you. Very good to see you. He says, Help Desk also allows to build soft skills, by the way, of mastering communication and conversation. Absolutely. 100%. That's one thing that I did miss when I was talking about this. I will do an official video on this, but I really wanted to do a live stream. I felt the need to do a live stream tonight, and this is the topic that I picked. Basically, every single day that I can, I'm going to try to do a live stream. I'm going to pick a topic from I mean, I have like pages upon pages of topics that I can pick from now at this point. I'm just going to pick a topic and I'm going to go with it. So instead of like doing a whole produced video, like you guys see, often where it's all edited out, and throwing fancy stuff in there, I'm just going to pick a topic and do a live stream and talk about it. So it might not be structured as nice as a produced video, but I'll get the point across. Dean Murray, thank you for the videos. Information definitely helpful in the career change field. Dean, you are very, very welcome. That's what I'm here for, here to help. So thank you for coming by and leaving that comment. I appreciate that. Stank Nasty. What do I think about the test out certifications? I think certifications are great in general. As far as what I think about the test out certifications, I personally don't think anything negative or positive about them, because they're not really something that I'm seeing a lot of. The more that businesses really start to take things like the test out certifications, the Google certifications, and make those requirements for employment, or hold some type of value in those, once there's more weight in that, you'll really see test out certifications really stand out, or the Google certifications really stand out. So I'm really kind of waiting to see what happens with all these different companies starting to kind of produce their own certifications, because it's really up to all the businesses to say, yeah, this certification actually means something to me. We're going to use it as a way to measure how much this person knows whatever that certification is about. Do I know anything about CompTIA Server? So the Server Plus. I mean, yeah, it's all the CompTIA certifications are great certifications in my opinion. So if there's something more specific you want to know about it, I guess let me know. And can you use Udemy to learn Windows and Linux? Yeah, Udemy has like everything I think that you could possibly think of over there. Cisco Network. Oh, so trust the process. This is back to a question that John had about learning what trust the process used to get their CCNA RS. Trust the process use Cisco Network Academy, CBT Nuggets for YouTube videos, and then Packet Tracer. I don't think there's anything else. So awesome. Thank you for replying back. Trust the process. There's a lot going on in the chat. I can't keep up. I apologize. Beastmaster, starting at Help Desk. You have 2 on-site interviews tomorrow. Any quick tips? You have been studying interview questions and you have a net plus. I have like quite a few videos on interview tips. So if you haven't gone through those, I'm pretty sure you could probably find a playlist real quick. That would be my best suggestion right now. Otherwise, in 2019, I have an entire interview like course planned out. I have all the videos pretty much completely planned out. There's going to be a lot of videos covering like basically the entire interview process. Everything you need to know before the interview to during the interview to after the interview. So you guys can definitely stay tuned for that. But I know a lot of what will be covered in even the upcoming interview stuff that I talk about, I've covered in past videos. So best advice that I can give you is don't lie. Don't pretend that you know anything at all. If you don't know something, be honest about it. But if you're interested in learning it, make sure that you explain that. Say, oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not familiar with that technology, but I'm really interested in learning more about that specific technology because I'm really interested in IT and I love learning on my own. Here's the things that I do to learn on my own. I have this lab at home and blah 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 blah. That's quick tips of advice right there. Junior Shepherd kind of answered the CompTIA server question also, so make sure you check out Junior Shepherd's comment if you haven't already. How to get into network engineering if you are at Help Desk? Well, you're going to want to start getting certifications because that's going to be your best bet. once you start, leaning down that path of certifications, then you can really start kind of putting some weight on your networking team that you're already working with and trying to shadow them or trying to get involved in some more of the things that they're doing there. Maybe something can open up at your current, job where you can start doing more networking related tasks and things like that. So you can at least use that on your resume for you to take a step into maybe like a junior networking administrator position or a network admin position, and then make your way up. It's going to take time. It's not typically a quick process. Steve-O answered, sorry, excuse me, the interview question also, and that's good to know that they do a lot of, he's seen a lot of role playing recently, so that's kind of fun. That's cool. So just be prepared to maybe role play if you have to. Dean, yes, this video you'll be able to play it back later. Pretty much all of my live streams, unless there's like some royal screw up in some way, are available afterwards. Mike Perez asks, "What cert should you have under your belt to become an ethical hacker?" If Chris Howitt is in here, he could definitely answer that question much better than I could. But I would say there's the CCNA or CCNA. What security would be a good start, along with your CEH, which is a Certified Ethical Hacker certification. Security Plus is also a great certification to get. Those are definitely going to be your best bet. There's also maybe the CISA from CompTIA, or Pentest Plus from CompTIA. Those could be helpful also. Beastmaster, don't be too nervous. You'll do fine. Good luck. See, Steve-O already answered that question for you, or already said exactly what I would say. Be confident and be yourself. Couldn't said it any better myself. Let's create a new life. Do you know the department which they call Management Information Systems? I mean, everywhere calls their IT department different and calls different parts of their IT departments in some weird and screwed up way. I just need to make a whole video on how skewed and effed up all titling is in IT and confusing. Juan asks or says, "I work at help desk. What's the next job you should go for?" Well, Juan, the next job you should go for is the job that you are most interested in. Where is it that you want to go? Where do you want to go from help desk? What type of job do you want to be working in? That's really on you. You need to start preparing yourself by finding out what interests you. So I'm going to throw it back at you. Sorry, I'm going through the chat. You're interested in hacking, but nowadays you're just studying for your C++ and Python because you have to learn it for your education university. What do you think? Should you learn any other things or just continue? I mean, those are fine languages and things to learn, but you could probably look into something like the CEH. You'll want to look in this, networking. You can look into like the Network Plus to gain like some type of fundamental knowledge. Maybe even like the CCNA. You'll always want to have great fundamental knowledge of how computer systems work and how networking works, and some programming for hacking. This person's having a hard time landing your first IT job, even with your degree and an A+. Well, just apply for everything. Keep your head up. Take another look at your resume. Maybe something with your resume isn't jiving well with people. Maybe looking at some different resume services that are out there. Compare it to other people's and things like that. Paul says, cheers. Your vids have helped me through so many night shifts and study sessions, including tonight. I don't comment often, but lots of good stuff. Keep it up. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Glad I can help. Is there any scope in IT in India? Tell me, please. I don't know anything about IT in India. I'm sorry. Good night, John. If I didn't catch you, I'm sorry. Is Udemy enough to start to learn? I mean, that's fine. Udemy is fine. Where can you get trained for CompTIA Server Plus? IT Pro TV, Pluralsight, Udemy, CBT Nuggets, Skillsoft. There's so many different places out there that will train you for the Server Plus. Sam McDonald just completed A+. Congratulations. Hello, Devante. Which operating system is the most common? Well, I mean, it depends on when you're asking, in which way you're asking the most common. Like, which is the most common web hosting operating system, which is the most common desktop operating system, which is the most common mobile operating system. What is the most widely used operating system as a whole? And if you want to think about it in a weird way, I don't know. Linux is freaking everywhere because it's on everything. Windows is the most widely used desktop operating system for desktop, end users and things like that. What's the best language to learn to be able to repurpose devices, if that's a thing? What type of devices? What are you trying to accomplish? Beastmaster, good night and good luck, and thank you. Should you learn any other language like English, such as some people say Indian and Russian are good for programmers because they have good tutorials? Is that right? I mean, yeah, you're gonna find a lot of different, tutorials and information from people from India and Russia. Should you learn those languages? I mean, that's something that's up to you. Do you think you're going to be working with a lot of people from India or Russia? Or are you going to be moving there? I can't tell somebody to learn something like that without knowing what their goals are. That same can be said with when people are asking what certifications they should get, what certifications they should get if I don't know what their goals are. Dean, you're asking me how my experience has been in the IT field. Any regrets? So my experience in IT field has been, amazing. Honestly, for me to say that I don't have any regrets would be like a lie, and I think everybody could probably say that in some aspects. I don't think I have any huge regrets. Like, I don't think there's anything where I would go back and say I absolutely would change that 100%. Are there things that I could do differently? I mean, yeah, but regret. I wouldn't think there's anything that I regret. No, definitely not. the best thing about working in IT is, and I mean, for me, it's like, I guess, you know, being born in the 80s and living through, like basically like the 90s, right? And you're seeing just all of these different like technologies and things like emerge. And then through the 2000s and stuff, and that's really when I started getting involved in IT. Um, it's just been this journey ever since I was like born, basically, ever since I was a child, and it's fascinating for me. Just being involved in technology in any way whatsoever is just it fascinates me. I can't even tell you how excited it makes me. I mean, honestly, some of the stuff, for people, when you're describing it or telling people about it, it sounds so boring. Like one of my favorite things about IT is um, MDT, Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. So building images for computers, Windows-based computers. You build an image um, through through MDT. That's something that I love doing. It's something that's challenging. It's something that it's you're creating something, and you're troubleshooting this process, and I love every aspect of it. Other people can't stand it and they hate it. And people who know nothing about technology have no idea what you're talking about, right? But like this is something that like I love, and I would talk to somebody about it all day. And there's people who know so much more about that stuff than I do. So when I get the chance to talk to somebody about that, like I just sit back in amazement and listen to them talk. Um, and that's like something that you'll find often in this field if you're really interested in it. You know, Once you start working in the field and you're talking to people in the field, um, the conversations just go on and on and on. And there's so much that you learn just by talking with people. That's like this channel right here. There's so much that I learn by doing these live streams, and that's one of the big reasons why I do these live streams, so that I can talk with you guys and girls out there and learn from you. Um, you guys have information that I don't know about, that I'm not an expert on, but you come here and you share that with me, and I'm learning something about technology. So it's like this community of people coming together and sharing their knowledge of what they have about IT, and that's huge for me. So there's me talking about that. So enough about that. So yeah, my experience in IT has been great and wonderful. Right now, I'm doing contract work for a business that I used to work for, where I'm doing all their mobile device management. So MDM, we use VMware AirWatch. So I'm managing all of their mobile devices. So all of their phones, their iPads. So it's all their iPhones and all their Android devices and iPads. And that's something that I enjoy also. As much as I hate phones, which I really do, I can't stand cell phones at all. Which is maybe why I like mobile device management so much, is because like I can lock them down so much and tell people no. I don't know. There's something I just like about telling people no in technology. It's a thing. I don't know. Uh, Boo just finished applying to all your colleges. Good luck. First computer was an 8086. Dang. Uh, Urshad, you're starting your IT career with your IT infrastructure course. Any suggestions for you? Good luck. That's always the best suggestion. Good luck. I'll just keep studying. Lab every day, which that's the thing. Lab every day. If there's something that you can lab, make sure that you lab it. Let's create a new life. You're using Cybrary IT. I've heard things about it. I've never used it personally. I don't remember if I've ever heard good or bad things about Cybrary. I think I've just heard things. So take that with what you will. So anyway, it looks like I finally caught up with the chat. You're always welcome for my advice, and yeah, now you need to study for sure. So anyway, Constantinos, thank you, and hello. I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. It's 12:30, and I have to wake up early tomorrow because I have to go manage some mobile devices tomorrow. I have to reset like 102 iPads or something like that. Not all tomorrow, but I'm working on a big project. So I'll be resetting iPads for days and days and days. So you guys and girls have a great, fantastic night. And catch me on the next live stream, which could possibly be tomorrow. Not 100% on that. But if it is, I hope to see you there. If not, I hope to see you on the next one, regardless. Have a great night, or a great morning, or a great afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Take it easy.